Hi there, my name is Jennifer Hoger. I am a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor over at Quartz Plus. And today I would like to share with you two different circuits for your core, one standing and one for the floor for those who can and would like to get down on the ground. Before we begin, I would like to show you the Elmhurst Park District disclaimer, which unfortunately is backwards, so I will read it to you so that you can see what it says easier. You should consult your physician or other healthcare professional before starting this or any other fitness program to determine if it is right for your needs. If you experience faintness, dizziness, pain, or shortness of breath at any time while exercising, you should stop immediately. If you choose to exercise to this video, you do so at your own risk and acknowledge that the exercises carry an inherent risk of physical injuries. To the extent permitted by law, the Elmhurst Park District and its affiliates disclaim any and all liability in connection with the exercises in this video and any instruction and advice provided. That being said, I believe all of these exercises should be set up so that you can find something that works for you. Whenever you're exercising, remember to listen to your body and try not to push beyond what you feel like your physical capabilities are at this moment, but challenge yourself. All right, now let's get our bodies warmed up and moving before we begin these exercises once again to help prevent injury. So, first one, let's just begin by getting our blood flowing. So, let's do a little dip, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale one more time. This time, let's come all the way forward, trying to keep the weight in our heels, squeezing our glutes. And then as you come down to the floor, chin to the chest, abs in tight, roll up nice and slow. Let's do that one again. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, I'm going to show you from the side this time, coming forward, hinging at the hips, keeping the weight in the heels, rolling all the way down to the floor, and then tightening the abs, chin to chest. Roll up nice and slow. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and reach up. Exhale and come forward. This time, when we come to a straight back position, so hinging at the hips, trying to keep the elbows up by the head, we're going to pull in the abs, tighten, contract, and round the back, and then just gently release it. Tighten and contract, and then release it. Come all the way back down to the floor, chin to chest, and roll up nice and slow. One more time. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, roll forward. Coming to a flat back position. Exhale, pull in the abs and tighten them, rounding the back, and then release it. One more time. Pull in the abs, tighten it, and release it. Roll all the way back down to the floor, and then chin to chest, roll up nice and slow. You may choose to do those a few more times. That's totally up to you. Another move that we can do to try to help warm up our core is something called a plie squat with a twist. Also known as a sumo squat, you're going to have your feet out wide, toes pointed out, weight in the heels still, making sure the knees stay behind the toes at all times. Squat down as far as you feel comfortable, squeezing the glutes, abs in tight. I like to keep my hands here as if I'm holding a medicine ball, and you're just gently going to twist left and right. Now, staying in that plie squat position means that all of the twist is coming from the core. Trying to think about moving through your waist as much as you can. You can move a little faster if you want, especially as you get warmed up, but be careful not to move too fast, too quickly, so you don't jar anything and hurt your back. Keep your abs in tight the whole time, because we're trying to warm up that core here, and you want to make sure you keep your back safe, okay? Getting done with that, let's come back here. Now, let's try a squat with a knee raise and a back squeeze. Now, you may just want to do regular old body weight squat, coming up, bringing the elbows to your back to squeeze the back. Think about coming down, and then as you come up, pulling the shoulder blades together. Down, and up, down, abs in tight, squeezing your glutes on the way down and up. Exhale, inhale. All right. If you want to add that knee lift for a little extra ab work to help you get really prepared, squat down, lift and squeeze, squat down, lift and squeeze. If you want to see that from the front, squat down, lift and squeeze, squat, lift and squeeze. Now this forces you to start working with balance too as you're raising up on one foot. So you might not feel like that's a good exercise for you. That's perfectly fine. Okay, all of those you can do as many times as you want until you feel like you're really good and warmed up, and then you can move on to these circuits. So our first circuit, as I said, it's going to be all standing exercises. So our first move today is something called a power knee. Now this is a great move because it's good for the abs, works your glutes, works your legs a little bit, and also kind of can get some cardio in there depending on how fast you do it. Now with any move, don't go so fast that you're out of control, that you're using momentum. Focus on what you're trying to work, okay? Because activation is key to any exercise. Now with this move, if you want, you can add in a weight. This is a little 5-pounder I've got here. You're going to start with your arms up, knees bent in the front, and then your other leg is back relatively straight. You're going to bring your arms down as your knee comes up to crunch the abs, and then come back. Lift and down, lift and down. Obviously, like I said, you can also do this with no weight. Exhale as you lift the knee. Really try to pull in and squeeze the abs. Done your 8 to 12 or however many you've decided to do on that side. Switch and go to your other side. Now, if you feel strong, balanced on these, and you want to make it a little bit more cardio, obviously you're just taking it faster. Sometimes people will lean over a little bit more and put more of the weight on the front leg in that case, so that they don't have to worry about losing their balance. Okay, so those are power knees. Next move we have here is something called a side bend. Now for side bends, you really do kind of need a weight or a band. Now if you have a band, you will, hold on. If you have a band, you'll come and step on it. And then you're going to just, keeping your arms at your sides, bend to one side, come back up, and bend to the other side. Now the focus of this, as you probably can tell, is your sides, hence it's called a side bend. So we're trying to squeeze the abs through here, and then you're also working this side to pull yourself back up. So squeezing one side, and then using the other side to pull yourself back up. So either way, on the way down and on the way up, you're working the obliques. Just on the way down, you're working the side that you're crunching, and on the way back up, you're working the opposite side. Now, if you have weights, it's obviously pretty much the exact same thing. It's just you're holding the weights. I try to think about the weights sort of scraping my leg on the way down and on the way up. It's like you're shaving your legs with these weights. So just let it slide down and up, slide down and up. Good. So those are side bends. Moving on, after you've done your 8 to 12 or how many you've decided, we have I's and T's, which are meant for your back. So feet are hip width apart, shoulder width apart, knees are bent, hinging forward at the hips, shoulders back so the back is flat and engaged, chest out. I's, you're taking your arms straight down in front of you, head's looking down so it's a neutral spine. Lift those arms straight up and then come back down. Lift it straight up and come back down. Good. For T's, now we're going to have them come straight out, also known as a back fly. and come back down, out and back down. And if you want, you can even do a Y, where your arms are going to come sort of at an angle and back down. Exhale as we lift. Inhale, come back down. Good. Now, as there's I's, T's, and Y's, if you want to do 12, maybe try doing 4 of each, or do an I, a T, Y, I, T, Y, or I, Y, T, 4 times through. That'll give you your 12 reps. So, if you don't like doing those with weights, because it's a little bit hard, like I say, feel free to do it without the weight. So it would be this I, Y, and then T. And if you really focus on trying to bring your shoulder blades together, you're going to work that back whether or not you got weight, okay? Remember, abs in tight the whole time, protecting the back. Last move that we have for the standing circuit is an opposite hand to foot reach. So I start with my arms out, kind of at a Y usually, feet are kind of apart. You're going to try to lift one leg and try to reach that hand to touch the foot. And back down, and back down. Now, when I do this, as you'll see from the side, I keep my torso pretty straight and I make the leg lift up. If I start doing this, I'm going to hurt my back and I'm disengaging my abs every time I lean over. If you keep those abs in tight and you force the leg to lift, then the abs are working. So remember, foot comes up to you. If you can't reach the foot, feel free to just reach for the knee. Still, focus on the leg coming up, not you coming down. Keep that chest up nice and tall, okay? That is your standing circuit. When you get done with your 8 to 12 of those, take your 30-second to 60-second break, and then go back and try to do another set of all of these exercises again without stopping. If you feel like you need to stop and take a rest, of course do so, but try to take as little rest as you can before reaching the end of the circuit. Now, for those of you who would like to, in addition or without the standing exercises, come to the floor and do your ab work and core work, let me show you some moves for that. So, bring this down a little bit so it's easier to see perhaps. Okay, first move now I'm going to show you is something that probably a lot of you know actually, called a dead bug. Sounds funny, but trust me, once you see it, you'll remember it and you'll know why. So, this is your dead bug. You can just see it now. I'm a dead bug. Okay, so you are in the dead bug position. Now, it takes a little bit of brain work. You're going to have your right arm come down at the same time that your left leg comes out. You're going to bring it back up to 90 degrees at the same time your arm comes up. And then as the left arm comes out, the right leg comes straight out too. Now you can't really see it because unfortunately it's behind the couch, but I'm keeping my heel off the ground the entire time. If you feel like you need to set your heel down and then bring it back up, that is perfectly fine. Find the level that works for you. Try just make sure that whichever level you choose, your abs are staying engaged, pulling them in, thinking about trying to sort of pull your belly button in towards your spine. Not so much that you're hollowing once again, but enough that you can say, okay, abs, we're going to stay strong and tight, and my back is going to stay against this ground. One of the benefits to that is having your legs up at 90 degrees to start makes that a little easier. Okay, once you've gotten done with your dead bugs, and I typically do 16 of these, 8 on each side, but 8 to 12 is perfectly fine if that works for you, obviously. We're going to then move on to bicycles. Now, bicycles, once again, sort of an oldie but goodie. They're there for a reason. We still use them for a reason. So, hands behind the head is what I usually like to do. Once again, legs are starting at 90 degrees, so you're basically in the same position that you were to start, except for instead of your arms being here, they're here. You're going to extend one leg and bring the elbow to the opposite knee. Come back to 90 degrees, and then switch, and then come back. Now, once again, try to pick a point in the ceiling so that the neck is staying in neutral spine, and the motion is coming through your abs. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you come down. Exhale, inhale. do your 8 to 12, or if you want to try to increase it to something like 16, once you've done those, we move on to our next exercise. Now, this one is sort of a bonus if A, you feel strong enough, and B, if you have weights. You can do this without weights. It becomes slightly less effective, but you know, everybody has a place where they start, and something is always better than nothing. So you can do this position, you can do this in a knee plank position. You can do this in a full plank position. What you're going to do is lift one arm with the weight in your hand, trying to make it sort of scrape your side. Bring it back down. Lift the other side, try to scrape your side, and come back down. Now, it wasn't perfect there. I'm not exactly warmed up yet. But what you want to try to do as much as possible is to keep your hips still when you do this. So pulling in the abs really tight so that you're not wobbling back and forth. Even if you're in this position, I'm trying to stay tight. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you come down. If I'm not staying tight, this is what happens. That is not what you want. That's mostly using my arms and shoulders, and I am not staying safe in my core. So stay tight, stay as still as you can, just moving through the arms up and down. Do your 8 to 12 of those, and then we're going to move on to another back exercise. So if you don't like the renegade rows or you don't have weights, don't worry about them. Do this other exercise instead. So these are Rocket Man flutters. Starting with laying on the ground, you're going to have your arms behind you, palms facing up. Head is going to be down, looking at the ground so that your neck is in neutral spine. We're going to lift our legs, lift those arms, and you're going to flutter here. Fluttering those arms up and down, trying to keep the shoulders back, abs in tight. If you want to increase the difficulty of this, grab some weights. Whoo! Yeah, that's hard, trust me. So, and be careful if you do decide to grab weights that all of the exercise is not suddenly going into your triceps instead of your back. Make sure you're still pulling in the abs to keep your back nice and safe. Squeeze those glutes to lift those legs. All right, and our last exercise for the floor today is another oldie but goodie, Russian twists. So these can have a few variations. With a Russian twist, start with your feet on the ground, heels on the ground, I should say. Knees bent, abs in tight. Now this one can be done once again with weight or with no weight. So that's one of the variations. Keeping those abs nice and tight. We're going to lean back as far as we comfortably feel we can while we're still using our abs. And then we're going to just twist, bringing our elbow to one side. Come back up, twist, bring the elbow to the other side, and come back. Another variation is you can lift the feet if you feel you are strong and controlled enough. So this is another one that personally I like to do 16 of rather than 8 to 12. Some people like to do those for time as well, for like 30 seconds at a time. But obviously, choose what you feel like works for you. What makes you feel like this is making your body work and feel better and get stronger. So once you have finished that round of exercises, you're going to take your 30-second to 60-second rest, and then go back and try to do another set of all of the exercises that I have shown you with as best form as you can. If you need to take a rest, but try to get through all of the sets without taking a rest until you get through that circuit. Do as many circuits as you can, listen to your body, stay safe, but challenge yourself. Thanks very much. Let's finish with a cool down real quick. So, a couple exercises that I showed in another one to help you stretch, beginning with the abs. You're going to lay down. Elbows by your chest, palms flat on the ground. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands and gently lift. Trying to keep your hips as close to the ground as you can, and then come back down. If you feel like you have the flexibility and you'd like to try sliding the palms of your hands down so they're next to your chest. Once again, exhale and lift. Trying to keep the hips as close to the ground as you can. Shoulders down. and then come back down. So that's to stretch out the abs. For your glutes and hips, starting with your back on the ground, knees up at 90 degrees, cross your left leg over your right, take your left arm, slide it through the hole that's created by that, grab either at the knee or under by the hamstring, and pull it in. Hold it for, say, about 15 seconds or however long you feel like you need to. Release it, cross that right leg over the left, take that right arm, put it through the hole, grab at the knee or under by the hamstring, and pull it in. Hold there for as long as you feel like you need. I usually do 15 seconds. If you feel a burning sensation, you are overstretching, please either release slightly or completely stop what you are doing. Once you've done that, you can release it and sit up. One more way to stretch out those hips and glutes is legs straight, cross one leg over the other, pull the knee to the opposite shoulder, and turn into that leg that is bent. Try to keep your back flat and engaged as always. If you push your chest into your knee, you're going to feel that stretch even more. Release it, and then of course, switch to the other side. Pull in, twist, back flat. Hold there, and release it. I hope this has been helpful to you. I look forward to seeing you all when we get back to Quartz Plus after all of this is done. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good day. Thank you.